Hey guys, Ken here, Head of Technology at OpsTalent in Poland. As you know, I've been working in outsourcing now for many years, and it's just getting more and more exciting, especially what has come out of COVID in the last year, as more and more companies look to nearshore. But today, I'm delighted to introduce Thom Barnhardt. Thom is an expert in outsourcing in the CEE region, and he's got a very exciting event coming up soon. Give us a view, Thom, of the digital services in this region.
Yeah, well, I think it's obviously it's very strong. I mean, the tech talent, the mathematics, the engineering skills in the region are I think very well known. Certainly in Europe, and increasingly well known in the U.S. markets and in Scandinavia, even Japan. So it's clearly very strong, and I think it's being increasingly recognized as different than just simply standard tech outsourcing to India or somewhere else. There is a perception that it's a higher quality, that it's more responsive, that it's
Mm.
more problem solving. I mean, the old expression, kombinować in Poland is to fix anything with no resources. And I think
Hmm.
that plays very well for the tech world where people are given a problem and they're told to find a solution without all the resources required. And I think the Poles are excellent at coming up with solutions to problems, creative solutions to problems. Yeah. So that's
Excellent.
led into a very strong, I think, niche position for Central European tech companies among Western European, let's say, buyers or corporates.
Yeah, so what are your buyers looking for? I mean, what are people looking for when they come to you in terms of these services?
Well, we have just created this new CEE Digital Services Association about beginning of the year.
Okay.
And what we are aiming to do is essentially help add a human touch connection between the technology companies in Central Europe with their Western European, let's say, buyer counterparts. And there are some directories out there. Clutch is good, very good, but they don't always have the human touch. So we're planning to do every quarter um, these summit slash matchmaking events. And the one we have next week will be on 17 September. We'll have 21, 23 speakers. We've got guys coming from the US, quite a few from the US now, UK panel, a Nordics panel, a Japan panel again, Australia panel again. First time with a Germany and Austria panels. So these are essentially companies or speakers that are either the gatekeepers to the eventual buyers or the corporates who are looking at new solutions and do want to connect to Central European companies and technology solution providers.
Okay.
And one thing that we're also doing, there are lots of associations around the region. There's Poland, there's Hungary, there's Czech Republic. And we're sort of trying to be friends with all of them, if you will, because they don't have often enough scale to reach into Western Europe or US. They're also focused on how good one particular country is. So the Latvia IT Association is all about Latvia, same for Romania. What we're trying to be is agnostic to the particular country, but support the whole region. And so if someone's looking for an AI solution provider in the region, we don't particularly care if it comes out of Romania or Ukraine or Bulgaria. We're simply trying to facilitate the right connection with the right company. That's the idea of the
So who
association.
are who are you targeting? I mean, is it like CEOs or who else would be
Yeah, I
interested in
mean
this
it's
event?
it's it's two things. There's kind of two sides. One side is it's always a chicken and the egg
Okay.
problem as well. So first of all, we're targeting the Central European-based technology companies who indeed are looking for more clients outside of the region. But we're also that's one target. Let's say the other target, is, of course, is the corporate buyer, and I say that broadly speaking. A
Mm.
lot of guys don't like to think of themselves as a buyer, but the corporate. And those we think fall into a couple of three categories. They're the large enterprises, it's the SMEs, and it's a startup or scale up companies. And the perfect example would be we've got two accelerators on our panel next week from New York, and they have companies in their portfolio who need to outsource and access lots of tech talent, oftentimes very quickly. So imagine a company that's raising money, startup, gets $5 million, and all of a sudden the investors say, great, here's $5 million. Go build out the app that you sold us on. And now they've got to go get that talent. And what I think many of them find is that increasingly the technology talent and companies in Central Europe can deliver those solutions at a more effective cost than you would have in the US market. Or they can deliver perhaps a more clear, clean solution they might get in a more India market that's simply a soft dev, commodity-based place.
Yeah.
If that
Awesome.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
because
Yeah.
I've seen actually a big movement recently in nearshoring myself, especially out of COVID-19. I've seen a lot of companies move away from India, these locations, because they had a lot of problems once the centers shut down, the main centers. They had a lot of problems with infrastructure, people being able to work from home. Is that something you've come across also when you speak to these
Yeah,
clients?
we absolutely see the same thing. The infrastructure at home for them has been weaker. Of course, the travel restrictions have been an issue, so that also comes up. But for sure, the nearshoring is growing, and that has been a good thing for Central East Europe.
Could I just ask you finally, I mean, in summary,
Yes.
what could these people expect to learn from your event, the buyers?
Yeah, well, I think learning is one thing, and may be strange, but in a way, the speakers are kind of, it's a bit disparaging, but they're kind of the lost leaders in a way. I mean, people do come to hear the speakers, and I would not say that they're really coming so much to learn. They might get some insights, but they're really also trying to connect and meet people and expand their network. And the process of listening to them, what they're doing, helps them understand how they can fit into what they're doing. And so I think, yes, it's a lot. It's learning. It's getting insights from the speakers, but it's also really a great way to expand your network. And again, even for you guys, I don't know if you have a Japan business yet, but we have 2 deals that have come out of our June event from Japanese corporates buying services from Central European companies that attended our event in June. So those are the kind of deals we want. We want to come out of it where we have reasonably good connections, where 4 or 5 deals come out of our matchmaking day, and that's, from my perspective, I've done my business. I've done my job, right? That's kind of the idea. So I think it's
Brilliant.
worth it, for a few hours, pop in, pop out. It's on the Hop-In platform, which is great. And then we have the one-on-one pre-arranged meetings on Be the Match platform. So I think it's a pretty effective, efficient way to expand your network, really globally, whether it's Australia, Japan, US, whatever, Denmark. Yeah.
Fantastic, Tom. So how, I mean, just remind us again how we learn about the event and how do we sign up for it?
Yeah, the website is ceedigitalservices.eu. And on that, you'll see the agenda and the details there, and the list of these 23 speakers. So as simple as that. Check it out if it's
Great,
interesting.
Tom. Well, listen, we'll see
Yeah.
you on the 17th.